Son, the Holy Ghost in me.
Okay, welcome everyone to another End Times 4565 video. Seems like I can't seem to get away from the microphone today, but I know I need to. I have other things I need to get done. But I want to have a conversation about what's going on in America. And what I hope I don't do is get myself in a whole lot of trouble here, but, you know, I've been in trouble before, so I guess it is what it is. But I'm feeling something down in my spirit I don't like. And, you know, I'm watching something that I love very much just fall down around me. And that would be the United States of America. I seem to be feeling something in my spirit I don't like something's hurting, like I've lost someone. I think I'm losing my country. Like when you know you have a friend that has cancer or something and you're watching them and you know they're down to the end. And you have this feeling of dread, you know it's coming. I kind of feel this way about the United States right now. I'm just wondering about our Constitution and what's happening in front of us. You know, we read our Constitution and our Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence, and it tells us things that were set in granite in the 1700s. And this is 2016. And if you ask me, it's kind of like the Bible. The Bible is still the word for today. It's still a good word. It's still the word for today. It's unchanging. The King James Version, done in 1611, for whatever you may agree or disagree. Still the bestseller. Unchanging. Personally, I have a Bible that's from the 1800s, the Lewis and Clark day, when they were traipsing across Oregon. And I compare it with the brand new King James Version, and the words are word for word, period for period. Every jot, every tittle is the same. And I think our Constitution and our Bill of Rights and our Declaration of Independence are all the same way, I think, because they were constructed under the same understanding. But I want to say this clear. I want to say it right now. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have to use common sense. It's true that I believe that our government has overreached its power. And I believe that there's a great possibility that they've become more powerful than the people. And if the people want to maintain our Declaration of Independence, we're going to have to declare our independence. But we're not going to do it on horseback and running all around waving our 9mm. We're going to have to use common sense. It's not like the old days when the Minutemen and that could go in there and just swoop them up and then we could reboot. I think the states are going to have to get together 100%. And I'm here to tell you that Democrats or Republicans, it doesn't matter. There's corruptness everywhere you go. Democrats or Republicans, it doesn't matter. They're both the same issue. And it doesn't really matter if it's Joe Biden or Donald Trump. Is still going to be that shadow of corruption, because the government is going to continue. And the people are not going to be able to have a voice unless we become a voice. And I don't think we can become a voice with a few hundred of us going to a bird sanctuary and declaring our Declaration of Independence or any other small federal building as far as that goes. we're going to have to come together in serious conversation as the people. We, the people, we're going to have a serious conversation without these other politicians and people that claim the Lord over us. We're going to have a serious conversation in this country. And it's going to have to come from we, the people. We should be able to use this technology that we have now with the internet and Skype and all these things. We should be able to come on there and have a group session. We should be able, as each state should be able to come together and have a true discussion about what we really think about this. And then we need to come up with an answer. Instead of having a normal election in November of 2016, what if we had a new election from we the people? Without the money, without the bureaucrats, without the politicians, with our own vote. Each state should come up with their own vote. A new true representative. Somebody needs to make a nomination of a true American. And we need to re-elect this entity called the government. But we're going to have to do it outside of what these politicians want us to do. Just because November is going to be voting day doesn't mean we have to vote for them. I'm just talking here, you know. And I don't know, I'm just talking. You know, if everybody didn't vote, then there wouldn't be an election. But, you know, there's always going to be one. I got to be careful what I want to say. There's always going to be one person who's going to go cast their vote because they're blind and dumbed down and don't know what's going on. It has to be a unanimous decision of we the people. And if we don't want to elect some kind of a new situation, then I have another question for you folks. And that question is, why are we paying these people? You know, I don't understand, because, you know, the law says we have to pay them. Well, tell me where it says that. In fact, the Declaration of Independence is quite different. It says if they're not doing their job, we're supposed to boot them out. Why are we paying them? Are you afraid? You afraid you're going to go to jail if you don't pay them? Really? What do you think is going to happen if you're working somewhere and they don't pay you? It's going to be a big, long line of court sessions and this and that and the other, and probably still not going to get paid. You know, we need to, this is what I'm saying. We need to come together as we the people, I think, and we need to have a serious discussion. I mean, we're all mad about these politicians and this government thing, and we're paying them to do this. We pay the FBI. We pay the CIA. We the people, we're paying these people. Hello? We need to have some serious conversation. Because I feel like their power has overcome our power as we the people. And this is very disheartening for me. Because I'm sitting over here in this little old house over here, and I'm wondering, what's next? Mr. Finicum is dead because he stood up for something, and his family hurts now because they stood up for something, yet and still they killed him. Now, whether he was right or wrong doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, he's out. We can't do it one man at a time. You know, you would say, well, we can do it one person at a time. No. The only way to fix this problem is we the people have to come together as one voice. Each state needs to come together afresh. We need to have fresh rallies in the states. And we need to turn our backs on the politicians that now bleed us dry and look toward ourselves to find real, true leaders of the people and rearrange things. There's going to have to be some serious conversation here. Without some serious conversation, it's only going to compile itself to an absolutely unstoppable snowball. You're not going to be able to stop it if we don't do something right now. It's just going to be, they're going to start gathering us up and hiding us so that we can't have this meeting. You know, they're going to do something. Nothing says that we can't have a meeting in the state. Everybody's got cars and gasoline's cheap. Why can't we have a state rally in each one of our states somewheres? And in what, November we have our own election. I'm just talking. Maybe it's not feasible. I don't know. I'm not an Alex Jones. I'm not Rush Limbaugh. I'm not anybody like that, so I don't really know the facts. But I do know that if it's going to stop, it's going to have to stop with we the people. And we the people have to do it without guns and pistols. We're going to have to do it together. We got to stand together. In war, this is how you stay alive. You stay together. No man left behind. No one. You fight to win. You fight to gain. Victory. Ladies and gentlemen. It's just a rant. End Times 4565 is just a rant. I was supposed to be talking about prophecy and news and end times events, but my heart is heavy. Because I see my country dying of cancer. Each breath could be her last. The Statue of Liberty, ladies and gentlemen, is just a stone. But true liberty, ladies and gentlemen, is flesh and blood. It's American people, not a statue. It's us. We need to use common sense. Somebody needs to stand up for us. Somebody needs to believe in America again. Before we are overcome by these greedy, selfish, power-hungry people. It wasn't allowed then, and it should not be allowed now. It's just me, ladies and gentlemen. It's just End Times 4565. And a little house in a small town in America. Who's about ready to watch the roughest funeral of my life, possibly as I lay my country that I once knew, that protected me, that kept me, gave me the right to pursue happiness, freedom, wealth, in any way that I wanted, to dream. She's sick. It could be terminal. somebody needs to find an antidote before it's too late.
Pardon me, I've got something to say. When soul goes tired, the devil he comes to play. This old cat's been sitting on the fence too long. Jesus is a light in my corner, darkness is long gone. What was I thinking? Who did I think I was fooling? The devil's out cold on the floor. It's Jesus with the TKO. The combination can't be beat. I got the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost in me.